What's up, everybody? Jason from Jason's Exotic Reptiles. I'm back at you with another Burmese Python clutch pulling video. I am looking over my shoulder right now, or I'm looking over the camera viewfinder right now, and there is a beautiful Burmese Python that is wrapped around her eggs. Now, this girl is a girl that I've had since, I think, 2016. I raised her up. This is her first time laying eggs. I don't know if it's going to be a big clutch, a small clutch. All I know is she has a damn perfect coil around these eggs. Before I flip the video, I want to give a special thank you to all my Patreons. If you are interested in that one-on-one mentoring or that community chat, go check it out, www.patreon.com/JasonsExoticReptiles. I'm really having fun with it, and I hope that the patrons who are contributing are enjoying the content. It is your page, not mine. I'm just making the content for you guys. So the nice thing about that is I'm not bound by the algorithms of YouTube. I can make whatever you guys want to see on that. I post special links up. There's a couple videos. It's growing into something that I think is going to be really cool. So with all that said, let's finally flip it and take a look at this Burmese Python. Before we dive into the egg pulling video, these are the Burmese Pythons. So these are 6 foot by, I think, almost 3 foot. And this girl on the bottom is the one who has the eggs, which is really cool because I knew I bred her, but I didn't write down any dates. As you can see, there's little yellow tape on the bins. That's where I write down my dates, and I wrote down nothing for her. I knew she bred, but I just really didn't catch the video, or didn't catch the ovulation dates and things like that. So she's got a really nice coil around her eggs. I just pulled the drawer open a little bit, which is why you can see it's cracked, but I have not actually pulled her off her eggs. So I want to give a close-up view, and we'll do what we usually do. Let's pull the eggs and try to not get bit. Here we are with an absolutely beautifully coiled Burmese Python. This is a hypo Burmese Python that is possible het for green, granite, labyrinth, albino, and caramel albino. So just an absolute beast of a potential genetic here. She is beautiful, and let's try to get her off her eggs. She looks fairly calm, but we'll try this. Let's see if we can do it in one big pull. So that's a really good angle. We'll see if I can wake her up or not really wake her up. She's squeezing an egg. I don't want her to pop these. She does not want to get off. All right, she does not want to get her off her eggs. She's coiling them tight, and I don't want to damage them. So let's see if I can just coax her off a little bit here. I also don't want to get bit. And I can actually tell that these eggs don't feel very good. They feel like they're infertile. It's just kind of a feeling of them. So we'll see what we can see what they actually look like when we're done. But I want to just try to get her off. So I'm going to be quiet now and see if I can pull them a little more gently. So see how they're coming apart super easy like that? That's typically a sign that they are not fertile. Or they were just laid, which I don't think is the case. And there we go. So here are the eggs. Now, as I mentioned, when I was pulling them, a couple of them felt like they were not good. We will still candle them if I can find my flashlight. I literally just moved it, but there are definitely a few that feel like they're okay. And an infertilized egg almost feels somewhat of like a sticky to the touch. It's very similar to if they were just born. So it could be that she just finished laying them and there's a couple that were just kind of hanging out there that were the last ones to go, or it could be that those were not fertile. But with these being so difficult to pull apart, that is hopeful, because typically a fertilized egg is going to be difficult to pull. They usually stick to each other really well. Infertilized eggs will oftentimes roll to the side. So the fact that these are coming apart, kind of sticky, and they are sticking to each other is encouraging for me, because they're probably fertile. So let's kind of finish pulling these apart. I'll separate them, we'll get a count, and then we'll try to turn the lights off and candle them. I am almost positive that there's going to be a couple in here that are not fertile, but let's see what we can do. And then I do need to make a follow-up video showing you guys the unfertilized egg, which I will do probably right after this video. Like this one here, it actually just feels soft and kind of squishy. So I'm gonna guess, let's keep an eye on that one. I'm gonna go turn the lights off. I'm gonna guess that this one's not fertile. This one feels okay. These kind of feel a little bit funny. This one does, but we'll see. Let's turn the lights off instead of guessing and give them a good check. We're back with the eggs here. The lights are off, and this is the one that I said felt a little funny. And that's actually looking really good. So what's nice, I don't know if you guys can see the little veins right here, but what's nice about this is that it's probably just a fresh egg. But you can see that this one does have veins. This one has veins. This one is maybe questionable. Has some veins on the corner. We'll see. But I guess I stand corrected. These were just, this one doesn't look very good, but it does have a couple veins that I see, so it might be okay. A couple of these are looking questionable. So maybe it was just an early clutch of eggs, but right now it's looking like we have a almost perfect clutch. Yeah, I mean, that one's no good. I don't know if the camera's picking it up. Let me see if I can get a better view, but this one almost glows yellow versus this one that glows pink. And the camera's probably not grabbing the colors, especially with the lights off. But again, this one has this like pinkish reddish hue. This one has a yellow hue. Other than that, this one looks like the only one that is potentially no good. Everything else looks really great. So we have, let's turn the lights on and we'll get a count. Lights are back on. I put that egg that we said was no good over here in the corner, and the follow-up video on the eggs that I pulled that were the bad ones, what I want to show you is what they look like after a couple weeks. So today's date is May 30th when these eggs were born. About 55 to 65 days later, they will hatch. I should make a whole other video once they start to hatch. Maybe not on every single clutch, maybe on every single clutch, because it's cool seeing the babies pop out. But let's get a final count. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. So 20 eggs, not bad, especially for a small female. She's an older female, but I do keep my Burmese Pythons on the smaller side. So if this gives me 20 good babies or 18 good babies, if a couple of these eggs don't make it, specifically this one, and I think there was one in here that was questionable, we're in great shape. So it just goes to show you that I don't know what I'm talking about. But you know, this one here, you can actually see, or at least I think you can see, it's two different colors, and that's what I was getting mistaken by, is it's somewhat sticky. Typically when you see this type of stuff happening and things are sticking to the egg, they're not good eggs, but these certainly are, especially when I candled them. But you can actually see that this is just starting to calcify. That's what this color difference is, let me see if I can get it closer up, is this kind of line over here, and I hope the camera's picking it up. It's like half calcified. So once these eggs are laid, within about 24 hours, they'll be more firm in texture. So that's why some of these were firmer in texture and some were not, because they were literally just laid. I came down here this morning and they were there and she hasn't moved in a few hours, so I said, let me start pulling the eggs. But overall, really good clutch. I'm gonna toss these into the incubator, we'll flip it and close the video out. We're back, and I hope you enjoyed that video. So I said I would maybe post that only to Patreon, but I really liked that video. The girl was kind of hissing and interested, and the eggs, I was totally caught by surprise. So I might post this to YouTube so everybody can see it, since it's just a good learning moment, specifically for me, that you can't always just take an egg and look at it and say it's infertile, because I said that, I think the whole clutch is infertile, and it's obviously not. So with all that said, again, I appreciate you guys checking out, watching these videos. If you have some video topics, let me know. I'm always interested in making new videos and new topics, but they have to be YouTube relevant. If it's not a YouTube relevant topic, I will probably make it on my Patreon, because again, the algorithms, they'll turn my channel off if I don't get the views and subscriptions and people watching the video for the whole duration. So with all that said, I appreciate you guys watching, subscribing. Make sure to hit that thumbs up. Hit that bell notification so you get the notification. I am trying to target getting a new video up every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern Time. So every Saturday morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Time, you can almost 1,000%, 99.9% guarantee I'm gonna be making a video for you guys. I'm staying consistent with this because I'm passionate about this and I have so much good feedback. So with all that said, until next week, I appreciate you guys watching. Let's keep it moving.